It's interesting, the emptying of the room for women. It says a lot. And it speaks volumes, I think, culturally, how women are treated all over the world, and obviously in India as well. It sets up this kind of, I started acting, I started in Hollywood 20 years ago, accidentally. And through that time, I realized that it was no different than any other CEO or boardroom. But the veil of secrecy was so intense, and they'd been allowed to operate business as usual for so long, but that I couldn't help compare that to the rest of the world, because Hollywood is just a microcosm of identical problems everywhere. But the thing is with Hollywood and Bollywood, these are propaganda machines. These are the images that you are given to be as a man. This is what you're given to be a woman. This is what you're given to be a girl, a trans, gay, whatever you are. It's set up by men in power that are very often doing nefarious things. And so my aim was really to clean house. Globally, that's a great byproduct of it. And I know it's scary right now for a lot of men. And that's good, because they should be scared. And it's okay to be uncomfortable. It's really okay. Because when you're little and your legs hurt, you got taller. You grew. So I think culturally, one of the things, facing adversity, because we've all, have our own story of adversity. I am tenacious, I'm dedicated, and I'm interested in justice, and I'm interested in that globally, and I'm interested in that for everyone, and I would love to get us beyond being female, male, and get us back to humanity. And the only way we can do that is to address things, have real conversations. I mean, my thing was I just wanted to have a conversation with the world. So let's. And I know we can change things. I believe in us. And thank you for all of you that are here. I really appreciate that. I work in a very heavily male-dominated field, and it is not just the firing, what you see with power. You see when that power is stripped to them, that's often in their head the worst that can ever happen to them. The reality is it is a crime, and I think that people getting fired, the next step after that, and men getting fired specifically, and powerful men, power, by having an imbalance of power at the upper level, it begets crime. It is tail wags the dog, and it is incumbent upon us to understand that this is a crime. Rape is theft. I was stolen. My life was stolen. It is a crime. For years, I became a passenger in my own body. And I am not the only one, because for every hashtag #MeToo out there, there's a hashtag I did it. And I believe that this is a huge floodgate opening that will, extend to the judicial process, because those are men in power too. And I do think, who knows if this situation were reversed and it was 95% women in power, maybe they would be the abusers. I don't know. I can't say, because we've never seen that landscape. But I do know it is changing, and I do know that there is systemic change, because what happens is these people can't stick their heads in the sand anymore. You can't be willfully obtuse, and you cannot, without super penalties, work for these people and aid and abet criminality. Because that's what it is. When you turn a blind eye for your comfort and for your progress in your field, and just let it happen without wanting to acknowledge it or do something about it, you are aiding and abetting a crime. And that is a moral responsibility.
And I think I've read you say that it's a cottage industry, isn't it? Sort of that conspiracy of silence, money, silence, camaraderie, comradeship. The Me Too campaign Do you think one of the reasons that we are at this juncture and why someone like you has been able to speak and has created this ripple effect around the world is because of the social network and the amplification that our digital lives are providing us?
Completely. Twitter, I realized, was my only voice that I had, because previously everything I had said, at least to the public, had been written for me to say, which is very meta and strange. But Twitter allowed me to speak directly to the people. And what that also allowed me to see is that there are very many like-minded people out there. As many of the negative troll people there are so many more that just want to reach out and communicate. And for me, that, again, it was the only voice I had. And I'm very grateful to that. And I think we are where we are because of that. We would not be able to, without Facebook, without Twitter, without Instagram, we wouldn't be able to communicate our point effectively.